Art Gallery, Ana Sofía, Avenue 8, Heroica Puebla de Zaragoza. It's a gallery that exhibits works by various artists. Here, their exhibitions, they have both permanent and temporary exhibits. For example, there was a permanent exhibition, Little Fuego de Luces, a photography exhibit by Carla Herrera Osorio. Purpose, the gallery serves the permanent art and the work of artists. It is described as being located in the heart of Puebla, contributing to the local art essence. It runs many events or exhibitions, appear to have free admission for visitors.
Exhibitions. Solo exhibitions. The exhibitions featuring the work of a single artist. Whether emerging or establishing a group. Exhibitions, gatherings of works by various artists, which may include calls for artists of different age. Virtual exhibitions organized to reach a wider audience. Often broadcast via online platforms. And the types of events: museum nights, special events with extended hours during which you can visit the gallery and view works by specific artists with free admission. Opening events, celebration for the opening of new exhibitions. Community events in types that prompt the use of art as a means of reflection and transformation, often in collaboration with other institutions. Calls for entries organized to invite artists to exhibit, as has been the case with calls for entries for children and young people. That's all.
Exhibition Play of Lights is a permanent showcase that stands out for its exploration of lights as both
artistic and symbolic elements through various contemporary works. The gallery invited visitors to reflect on how illumination, color, and shadow can transformation space for remote emotions. Each space interacts with its summer creation, shading visual effects depending of perspective and time of day. The exhibition combines mixes techniques such as painting, installation, and sculpture to stimulate the senses and imagination, offering an immersive and contemplative experience. With this final room, we conclude our tour of the Ana Sofía Art Gallery. Light of Lights invites us to recognize the power of light as a source of inspiration, creation, and emotion. Through title of the visit, one can appreciate how temporary art transforms the everyday into a sensory and reflective experience.
We'll talk about the main artworks and artists from the Sofía Art Gallery, Ana Sofía Art Gallery in Puebla. This gallery has many beautiful and emotional artworks that show the history and life of Mexico. Each work has a special message, but all of them share something in common. They express feelings, culture, and identity. One of the most famous paintings is about Frida, the rescue dog who helped people after the 2070. Experts in the painting, she wears key goggles and boots, and she represents bravery, hope, and love for life. Another important painting is called Always Together. It shows a couple holding hands and smiling. This artwork represents love, tenderness, and the strength of being together, even with time. There is also a painting called Descendants of Cuauhtémoc. It shows a strong woman with a feather headdress and shield. This painting celebrates the power and pride of Mexican women and culture. In other rooms, visitors can see acrylic painting and rebozos, which are traditional Mexican shells. This work include butterflies, hearts, and keys, symbols of freedom, love, and new beginnings. Many artists have participated in this gallery, local, national, and even young talent from Puebla. They use their art to show their vision of the city and of Mexican traditions, color, and people.
The Casa de los Muñecos is one of the most iconic colonial buildings in Puebla, Mexico. It was built in the 18th century and is admired for its unique Baroque style, decorated with beautiful tiles that show human figures, which have the building's name, the House of the Dolls. According to local legend, these figures were created by the owner, Agustín de Ovando y Villavicencio, to mock the city authorities who had criticized the height of the house. The dolls on the facade were placed as a way to ridicule them, making this building not only an artistic treasure, but also a symbol of pride and rebellion. Today, the Casa de los Muñecos is a part of the Benemérita Universidad Autónoma de Puebla and serves as a museum that preserves history, culture, and art from different periods of the region.
Today I'm going to talk about one of the most famous buildings in Puebla,
the Casa de los Muñecos Museum. It's located in the historic center of Puebla and is known for its beautiful colonial architecture and interesting legend. The building was constructed around 1792 by Agustín Obando y Villavicencio, a wealthy man who wanted to show his power and social status. Unlike most houses of that time, which had only two floors, this one has three, making it stand out. Its facade is decorated with colorful Talavera tiles, traditional from Puebla, giving it an elegant and bright look. But what really makes it special are the 16 human figures made of Talavera on the front wall. Because of them, the house is called the House of the Dolls. Each figure has a different pose and seems to look down at the people passing by. According to legend, Mr. Obando had a conflict with the city council, which didn't want him to build a house taller than theirs. He ignored them and to mock the officials added the Talavera dolls, representing them, as if they were lauding at the council. Which time the story became part of Puebla's culture and the Casa de los Muñecos turned into a symbol of art, pride, and rebellion. Today, it belongs to the Benemérita Universidad Autónoma de Puebla and functions as a museum where visitors can enjoy art exhibitions and historic objects. It reminds of one of the most photographed buildings in the city, admired for both its colorful design and its famous legend.
We are inside an 18th century Baroque building famous for the Talavera figures on its front. Inside, every time preserves an elegant colonial um, style with spacious courtyards, stone staircases, and rooms full of history. Ground floor. Here you can see ancient scientific instruments and temporary exhibition of art and culture. The colonial courtyards have arch and natural light, perfect for admiring the architecture. You'll notice stone floors, restored old walls, display cases with instruments, and paintings with colonial frames. The age of front footsteps and the calm atmosphere create a space where story, art, and scent coexist. In the second floor, on this level are the painting galleries with works from the 17th to the 20th centuries. You can admire paintings by well-known Pueblan and Mexican artists. Every time, every time is well lit and organized by period. In the third floor, here you find rooms dedicated to science and technology, as well as space for workshops, lectures, and temporary exhibition. Important works by great artists like the Cristóbal Villalpando and Miguel Cabrera are also displayed here. Mm, this floor has a more solemn atmosphere with soft lighting that highlights the painting and long corridors and long painting and long corridors where the artworks are arranged chronological. In the exterior front, although not part of the interior is worth mentioning. It is decorated with Talavera figures known as muñecos, little dolls, which give the museum its name. This design reflects the decorative style of civil Baroque architecture from New Spain.
Name origin it is called House of Dolls for the 16 Oman figures in relief dolls that adorn its main facade. This present, according to legend, some members of the Cabildo Poblano in a satirical way as a mockery of the owner towards them. A Baroque architecture of Puebla, its facade is one of the most representative of the civil Baroque of Puebla, made with Talavera tiles and mortar reliefs. Currently, the building belongs to the Benemérita Universidad Autónoma de Puebla, BUA, and houses the Casa de los Muñecos University Museum, which exhibits art, history, and university heritage. Its heritage, reconnection of La Casa de los Muñecos, is part of the Historic Center of Puebla, declared a cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO in 1987. It is recognized as a historical monument by the National Institute of Anthropology and History, INA, for its architecture, artistic and historical value. It is considered an emblem of the civil Baroque architecture of Puebla and one of the most representative buildings in the city.